All right, everybody, welcome to the Abundance to Give podcast. We are actually on site, ready to walk through today with my GIM arm, Mr. Evan Rundle over here. So we're downtown San Diego. We're going to be talking about the Airbnb game and what's working, what's not working. He has a very unique approach and method that's blowing the roof off of things here in San Diego. He's going to be talking about it if we kind of walk through one of his projects here, and the other one's around downtown San Diego. So introduce yourself to everybody and hello, world.
Hello world, Evan Rundle, founder and CEO of Novik. We're one of the largest operators of short-term rentals in San Diego. And here on 4th, 5th, and 6th Ave in Gaslamp, we are the largest operator of short-term rentals. Thanks for having me on today, Justin. I actually met you at one of your events, and congrats on...
Here's Network.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Congrats on that. And we actually came down here about like a year ago, give or take.
Has it been that long?
It's been wish. Yeah, I know, right? It flies by. And in that time, what has been proven even more is that smaller doors don't really work, right? And I'm a fan of boutique hotels. I operate some. But what we have seen in the whole Airbnb bust is around studio and one bedroom Airbnbs. What has been thriving is 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7 bedroom Airbnbs. And that's where we're going as a company. And that's why we're here today at the Dalton to talk about the future of Airbnb in
Beautiful. So let's get started. We're going to walk into the Dalton. That's one of his projects here in downtown San Diego that he's bringing to life. And you kind of give us a background behind it and why, with like 3, 4, 5 plus bedroom Airbnb, blow the water off of these 1, 2 bedroom studio type deals that we're seeing that everybody's doing around the country. So
absolutely.
let it rock.
Head in.
Lead us in.
But before we go in, just a context on the area. Right across the street from here is Horton Plaza. It's 1.5 million square feet of commercial estate, no hotel. It's the largest adaptive reuse project in the country. This road they're on right here, 5th Ave, these clip around cars every day after it's due, right? So we're probably gonna have to move in a moment. Yeah. And right here at the end of the street, they're putting the Gaslamp Quarter sign, some back to the other one.
Down the end.
That's right. And so now this is the entrance to that corridor. Gotcha. So you've got tons of business coming here, a new project.
It's crazy because I'm born and raised here in San Diego, and but stuff's changing so fast, so rapidly, that even a year ago, when you come down here and it's changed now.
That's right. Even before we came. And before we go inside, let's talk about these 2 buildings. The one on the left.
You'll probably want to be closer to the audio here.
Yep.
A little bit.
So before we go inside, we'll talk about these 2 buildings. The one on the left, 1911. It was the Manhattan Hotel and Restaurant. On the ground there's a metal grate. That's where they used to lower the alcohol in during Prohibition. And there's a speakeasy in the basement that's still there today. Has not been changed since the 20s. Very cool. Then this awning will stay. We'll add signage to it for the Dalton, which is the name of this project. Art H. Dalton was one of the builders. And then the building on the right, 1877. It was the Whitney's & Co. and a Flagg Brothers. And then now it's a pawn shop that we bought. And now we're combining the 2 buildings.
Amazing.
So where we're entering now is actually going to be the restaurant.
Love it. Let's do it.
So what's interesting is on the outside, they look tiny, but then you get in and you've got 20-foot ceilings. It goes back 100 feet. So this is a 2,500 square foot footprint here.
Yeah, did you guys come in here and clean it all out?
Oh, okay. Came demoed.
Okay.
COVID was good to us. Yeah, that's right. And then, this is restaurant. And what we're going to do is a mock tie to combine both properties.
Yeah.
And then we're going to cut a huge arch in between these 2 buildings to connect them, right?
Oh, wow.
So F&B operator come in, combine the spaces, natural light pours in through the front.
You're gonna rent this out and just have an operator come in.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So anyone out there, restaurateurs, hit me up. If you want a beautiful space, unbelievable walking distance, we got something for you here.
Yeah. The killer location.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You got 15-foot ceilings in here, so
these are 20. Next door is 23.
Okay.
And what's cool about that is it gives us a mezz level by right.
All right.
And the tenant can actually bring that mezz level to 50% of the footprint.
Okay.
So they can expand their square footage without having.
I think what you should really do, though,
tell me,
keep the toilet.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
You guys got to see this real quick.
It's an homage.
So they're going to keep this in place. This is a special. You pay extra, actually. The rent goes up.
It'll be a fountain.
Yeah, the rent's going up to this baby right
Okay,
here.
extra.
So you have a squatter,
That's right.
bank, and a sink. All for $14 million a month.
It's art is love. It's artistic. Open concept is what we're calling.
Okay, so this is going to be a restaurant or something else, right?
That's right. Exactly.
Okay.
And obviously for this area, we think restaurant's the highest and best use of the space. But if there's a cool concept and wants to come in and do it, either way is fine with us.
Yeah.
Opening here, and then we'll go back out front and up the stairs.
Okay.
Any questions about this space?
No, it's kind of self-explanatory. Pretty cool. Great location. Listen, I always say you focus on the history of the area.
Yeah.
It's no different than, I think back years into 2004 and 5 when I ran into James Brennan, who was starting up Stingery. Right?
Okay.
They had Sidebar at that time, a few others. And I didn't even know who James Brennan was.
Sure.
But I was literally at a Chargers-Jets game in a tailgate in 2004. And I'm like drinking a beer and stuff, and I back up and I end up bouncing into this guy. I turn around and I'm like, oh man, I'm super sorry. Like I said, I'm Justin Brennan. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm James Brennan.
Right.
Like, wait a minute.
Cousins?
And I had my brother there who's James Brennan.
Oh, nice.
Then I had my dad there who's Jim Brennan / James Brennan.
Brennan's taking
And
over.
they had James Brennan, the other one, and then Shane Brennan, his brother. So yeah, we connected. He's like, dude, you guys got to come down to see what we're doing in downtown. We have this place called Stingery. Are you familiar with it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the history of it too. The
Right.
Stingery
The
District.
point being is the reason the name came about. That's why
That's
I focus so much on history when
Yeah.
you do these places. Is stories, right? They always say facts tell, but stories sell.
Love that.
Right? Facts tell, but stories sell. And so Stingery came about was the history of the Stingery District in San Diego, which was kind of, I don't want to call it brothels and stuff, but
He was.
it's very much a, environment for that.
Yeah.
And so they created Stingery, the place, and it blew the roof off the thing.
Well, it's funny you say that.
Literally.
Because next door, the Manhattan was known as the House of Ill Repute. And so hopefully that will be what the speakeasy's called. We're hoping that the...
What a great... Could you imagine someone trying to say that name? Where are you going tonight? The House of Ill Repute.
Dude, it's done. It's done. I'm there.
That's sold.
So,
That's elite.
yeah, so we'll go...
The House of Ill Repute.
That's right.
Where are you going tonight? The
Okay.
House of Ill Repute.
So let's go. So R.H. Dalton was one of the gentlemen that built the building next door.
Yeah.
And we hired Grizzly, who's like a branding firm locally.
Oh, dude, I love the brick in there. Look at this brick. Over 100 years old. 140 years. So tell me about what you're going to do here.
So just like we were talking about downstairs, we could have done a whole bunch of micro units, cram a bunch of people in. That doesn't make sense. You're just competing with all the other hotels here.
Right.
So rather than do that, 2 massive Airbnbs, okay? This front one, all the natural light pours in. It's going to be a 5-bedroom, 2-story with a loft upstairs.
Where?
So from there to all the way about halfway through.
Okay. You're going to have 5 bedrooms in that sucker?
Oh yeah, it's further.
That's right.
And we're going to add skylights.
Okay.
So you take it into the vertical space.
What's the build-out cost on that?
Quite a bit. So luckily, the building was already seismic retrofitted. You can see the big beam that comes here. So if we don't change the use and we don't add a story to it, we don't have to upgrade, right?
Okay, structurally.
That's right. Yeah. So really, it's not a tear down and it's not a ground up. It's just use what's already here. So we're actually seeing quite a bit of money, but still millions and millions of dollars.
Wow.
Yeah. But wait till you see the second building. This thing is massive. This is like small version.
Yeah.
And then in the back, skylights as well there. Yeah, open that space up. One little corridor here, elevator there. That's fine. That's it. 2 Airbnb.
And elevator, we're going where?
Let's go. I'll take you over there. We got our custom the House of Overviews. We got our custom ladder here.
Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
My doctors knew that I was going to be climbing like this. They only do. I adjust the dirt. Yeah, right? PT practice. Wow.
Yeah.
So that only goes halfway. Is there another Airbnb in the back?
On that side, there's only 2.
Right, so 1 and 2.
That's right.
Are you going to do windows in the back? Skylights. Okay.
And then here, only 2 again, right?
Okay.
So rather than what used to be, which you could see the original corridor floor,
Yep.
and then the original rooms used to be in.
So this became all demoed for you.
All them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I know.
I mean, that's a good chunk of cost.
Good chunk of cost saved. This is high ceiling, so I think these are 10.
Yeah.
That's okay. More plazas on the other side, but these buildings can never go up because they're historic. And then this is a 2-story townhouse here. So we're going to have stairs inside this unit. And then we're going to have bedrooms below.
Yeah.
A speakeasy in this Airbnb, their own private speakeasy. Living space, dining space, kitchen. Yeah. This
And speakeasy is going to be shared between the two?
just this one unit gets it.
Okay.
So this unit
in the front.
That's right. This unit sleeps 14 people. It's going to be massive. 2-story, goes all the way to the back.
So talk about your clientele for that. I mean,
That's
who's
right.
typically, because you got people coming into these Airbnbs in San Diego. I mean, who's coming in? Is it college kids? Is it a combo? Is it families that bring their kids?
All the above,
Okay.
right? So here we are on the Convention Center Road, right?
Yeah.
So Fifth Ave goes right to the Convention Center,
Yes.
which is expanding.
Could you set it up to where, companies bring in employees,
100%.
right?
100%.
And then, being able to stack up their employees in a fun place.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one.
It'd be interesting if there was some frolicking going on.
You know,
Employees.
don't ask, don't tell. It's like the Olympic Village here, right? We don't want to know.
Like that. Not talk. I mean, they said like 80% of all affairs start at the workplace.
You know,
That sound all right?
sounds about right. I'm not going to question.
We are evil.
Yeah. Don't ask, don't tell. But 30 million visitors a year are coming.
Okay.
And if you're traveling in groups of 2 or less, get a hotel, right?
Sure.
But families, traveling couples, bachelorette parties.
Is there enough of them?
Absolutely. So to give some background, I had a very large unit on this road. It's 9 bedrooms. It sleeps 14 people. We have a 90% occupancy year round. It's booked
Year round?
Year round. Now, occupancy ADR fluctuates, sure, but there is a demand because, like I said, there's 13,000 studio hotel rooms here.
Yep.
How many units in this entire downtown area do you think have 3 bedrooms or more, if you had to guess? All the buildings that are here, rentable 3 bedrooms or more as short-term rentals.
As short-term?
As short-term rentals in downtown.
200?
Less than 100. 90 to be exact. Isn't that wild? So 30 million people, 98 accommodations for groups of 6 or more. It's a no-brainer. Yeah.
Because you're saying everybody just stacks up in the hotels.
That's right. Well, think about it. Like, if it's you and, one other person, fine. But you and your kids, and now you got the dog and whatever.
No, I give you a perfect example. I just came back from Hawaii, and there was 6 of us total.
There you go.
And I looked at the hotels, like the West End and stuff there in Kaanapali, and I was like, we're going to be there X amount of days.
Right.
I'm looking at like the charge that they charge, plus there's no kitchen. So then you
Microwave.
then you're doing food.
That's
or
right.
Reservations,
Every
or
day.
restaurants, and then you add that cost up, and you got to get out of control.
You got it.
So I was like, wait a minute. So we can get a 3-bedroom condo,
Right.
which we did. That was brand new in the same resort, and cost us probably $4,000 less.
There you go.
For an 8-day trip, and you're more comfortable.
Yeah. And more
Oh yeah, much more comfortable.
Come and go as you please.
Yeah,
no
full
lobby.
full kitchen.
That's right.
Washing out everybody, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yep. Parking.
Everything.
Yes.
Had a garage.
There you go.
Everything.
And you didn't have to deal with the lobby.
Right.
Come and go as you please. So
Yeah, I would do it every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
And that's the thing. Hotels aren't going anywhere, right? But
But they have their use.
that's right. And so do Airbnbs, which are not dead. It's not a bust, guys. So we'll go up and down, yeah?
Yes. Okay. Cool.
So, yeah, we're getting
Mayo.
We're hitting real. Scaffolding cut.
You didn't realize this was going to be a full contact podcast.
That's right.
Full contact podcast.
We're working
With one arm.
brains and bodies here.
Are you going to be able to pull this up?
7.
Going up.
And it's fine. So that was shoulder picking. Just looking at both. Just do this again.
So how did you, so I learned a lot in the last meeting about dislocation. Fortunately. So when you dislocate, there's kind of a couple things you can do. You can obviously tear the ligaments and the muscles and stuff off the bone, and it dislocates. You can do a small fracture. You can dislocate but not fully tear all the ligaments. Apparently I did both. Okay, so ripped all the ligaments and muscles and stuff off of the humerus bone. But in doing so, there's those little bones that can fracture. Is a part of that. So when they looked at the CT scans and all that stuff, because I was hoping I could do a natural heal once they got it back in place. But then after looking at it, they're like, Justin, you have a couple options. You can naturally heal. You can do that. But given what's happened, you have probably a 30% chance of healing to where you have decent range of motion and decent strength. Being 44, I'm sure you probably still want to throw the football with your kids. You want to be pretty active. You want to have strength. And I said, yeah, I'd go, of course. So they said, we got to go back in. We have to take the muscles and ligaments. We have to reattach them to the little fractured bones and then put them back on the humerus. So it's basically a rotator cuff surgery, basically. It's going on. So
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Because I was trying to fight not doing surgery. Of course, I've heard both good and bad, right? Both good and bad. But the risk is too great just to let it set.
Yeah.
It's doing now, but it won't.
Dude, if someone that's had 2 shoulder surgeries, unless it's absolutely necessary, that I don't do it, right? And so the left one was bone spurts, and it was from too long of a clavicle bone, genetically, that are long in each one. And so it was just rubbing and grinding around my whole life, and I didn't know what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
So that had to cut the bone. This one eventually had to cut the bone again, and then I was healing up, stubborn as all hell, went skate one day,
Look at this guy.
trip and fall, and extend the shoulder. Slap tear is what they called it. And to your point, it was a fracture, but all the tendons and ligaments were perfectly fine.
He can naturally heal.
Naturally here.
Yeah.
So went back, wore the sling, worked around it, and now, good.
Yeah, because you didn't tear everything too.
That's right.
You could the fractured bones will move into place again.
That's right.
But
And a broken bone's better than it.
yeah,
It's better than a ligament or a tendon. Correct. Heals faster. Anyways. So
unfortunately, I did both.
Yikes.
So not only did I tear completely, but because of that, now you have the fractured bone fragments, and they're all over the place in there. So they're like, dude,
Good.
what are you gonna do?
And this happened surfing.
It happened body surfing
Okay.
on the shore break in Hawaii, in Maui.
So, break from that for a little while. Not the end of the world.
Right. I was trying to be Tarzan for a day.
This
I thought it was great, but the kids freaked out.
Oh, yeah.
And went down. But I came up and I saw it. I was like, wow.
How old are they?
8 and 10.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So they're my daughter's freaking out. I'm like, sure. I'm like, sweetie, it's okay. Go.
Right. Dad is fine.
So I'm screaming and I hold my arm.
Yeah.
I'm like,
You're fine. Yelling in the water.
now I knew
Yeah.
we were in trouble. And then I looked at him.
Yeah. All right. No body surgery for a while.
So anyhow, that was my dumbass. I'm going to pull it for you. Okay, so explain what we're going to be doing here.
So, again,
Another Airbnb?
2. Just 2, right?
Back.
Could have gone crazy again, decided not to. Big ceilings. We tear all these kind of big wooden things down. The roof obviously has to get redone.
Yep.
Skylights will get reinstalled. What's super cool is because we bought the other property, this is no longer the property line. It's on our property. So we get to open this whole wall. All windows, all natural light.
Okay.
And skylights and more windows.
And this is higher than the one next door at the open.
That's exactly right. So you get like a 360 view from all of these. And then this has to be probably my second or first part of this whole building is the front. So you got this unbelievable view. Sunsets in the west.
Yeah.
And then
that's a great view down and down.
great view down.
And they won't let you do a balcony, huh?
No balcony. Even though it used to have a fire escape,
Yeah.
because the most recent facade did not have one, you could only go back to the most recent. But the gas.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
These two. Hot.
Tubby.
But what if you didn't have a balcony, but you had something kind of like the Murphy beds?
Yes.
What if you had a Murphy balcony
Okay.
where it was inside
Right.
and they could open it up and it would crank.
Okay.
They could go outside.
Yeah.
And then crank.
And it has a railing. Okay, not like a plank. It's all like other.
Yeah, it's like you die.
Right.
It's all legal
Yeah.
stuff, but that you don't actually have a balcony.
Sure.
You have. I mean, I know it's probably very expensive, whatever.
Yeah.
But it'd be super interesting.
Very cool. I'll ask PJL, who's our architect.
I mean, that thing, they could, literally kind of like the garage doors go up.
Sure.
Same concept, go up, and then you this thing could either hand crank or motor crank.
You're allowed to. All for free.
But that way it's not. You have some. You will change the windows or no?
So we can reinforce them, but we can't put new. So we can paint, and obviously we're going to try to add some internal things, some argo.
But if they accidentally grow.
Yeah, right. Middle of the night, hey man, I don't know. Somebody comes by.
I mean, they accidentally fell out. I know. They had a retrofit with any dual paint.
I mean, they're 140 years old. They could
can't put dual paint here.
we can on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, kind of like the Webzel did.
That's exactly right.
Gosh.
So the facade has to stay.
Are you going to do that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. But what I wanted to point out real quick too is these cement plates. So these are original. And we're going to uplight them, but they're like an Art Deco, Art Nouveau design. But dude, I love the Murphy balcony. I mean, if that's legal, I'm going to do that everywhere.
Listen, I mean, you could set it up. You can set it up where it's a manual crank.
Yeah.
Versus you could motorize it, it's more expensive or whatever. I don't know. But it's just a thought.
But you know what? That video is pretty here. positional and the top thing, you can put balconies overlooking our other building from these units. Why not?
Well, yeah, they were concrete, right?
I believe brick behind there.
Got ugly, but that's concrete brick.
Yeah.
Same thing back there.
Look at you good to about.
Yes.
You could cut it open. That's right. You can do a cut open. Yeah. Because my thought would be give people a little bit of an experience outside. That's so important.
People were San Diego, right? And that would have been the value in outdoor space, even if small.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. And most of my other larger Airbnbs have that. So outside of downtown,
You could go that way, and then what you do,
Yeah.
is you put lock and key doors in.
Okay. I'll explain that.
The bifold. Yeah. So they're not clock doors.
Yeah.
Literally, the bifold up point.
Yep.
But that way, what I would do is probably a 10-foot span,
Okay.
right? Because that way they're preset framed
Yeah.
for cost, and then you just bifold. So that way the whole thing opens up, and so they're like an indoor-outdoor space.
All right. You guys partial credit for that idea.
Yeah.
It's free.
That's a $49 credit.
This family.
And then you do one for your back line. Same thing. And like you said, if you have access to do it all
Right now on this side.
hey, you just do the little, 3-foot, 4-foot balcony,
Dude.
and then you do the bifolds.
Love that.
Because with that, they could probably just do ledgers out
Yeah.
for construction. It wouldn't be too crazy.
No.
And or they can then also anchor it, have some of the top,
Yeah.
right, for structural. And then you have this nice indoor-outdoor setting, and then you put little, the fire pit up, 2 chairs and stuff.
Killer. People would freak.
Yeah.
Killer. Love that. Well, it's interesting because we had a roof deck originally designed for this. Woo, though, but talking about an $8 million retrofit for that.
Yeah.
So balcony is definitely the
You're like, I think the return on cost.
we never make it back.
Yeah.
That's actually why we scrapped it.
Yeah.
This is such a good call. The ROI would take longer than the project. Like the whole was waxed.
All right, I'm going to try and do this without dying.
You got the light?
Got it?
Yeah. Sure, it opens up, right? You've been walking it out, saying out front, this is here. 23-foot ceilings, original elevator, shears, solo roof.
Look at it, walked in.
You can walk in it. No. Some lighting. Oh! Yeah. Other arm.
Could you imagine like this thing disconnects?
Other shoulder.
See you guys later.
Yeah, you go back to the same doctor. He's like, dude, what? I just saw you.
I have problems with the driveway.
Dude, what are you telling? That's not front driver in this industry, right? But check this out. So original glass slate cases in here. And so what we're going to do is put like a walking installation. So wire stuff, photos of the building.
So is this going to be the entrance?
That's right. So the awnings out front.
Yeah.
Sidewalk cafe.
Yeah.
They come in through there. The tenant gets to put whatever they want in these cases.
Aren't these connecting though?
They are connected.
Okay, so they don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, so what tenant could take that?
That's exactly right.
They'll like to you have 2.
That's exactly right. We will still have the cut to allow for egress, though.
God.
That was the big saving grace here is if you don't connect them, you have to do ingress, egress on both buildings. By connecting them, they exit through each other.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah. But yeah, so
They can figure out on there. I mean, you could be, like you said, they just work together.
exactly.
In a way. Kind of like there's 2 restaurants down in La Jolla in the Village.
Okay.
One's called Marisi, and the other one's like an Australian restaurant. They literally look very similar.
Really?
They're different,
But
then they connect, so you can kind of see how they did it.
Okay.
But they have 2 fully separate paths.
So
You
you coming on the project? It's a lot of good stuff, dude.
It's super interesting. Going to get you involved. It's a rare evening.
So this was the Manhattan. It was a restaurant. You could see where the original mezz level was.
Just different than the Manhattan in La Jolla.
Yes. So this is talking like 1920, 1930. And then this is going to be the bar. So bar, body, lounge. The cut through 2 buildings behind. But this is my favorite part. During Prohibition, they opened this up, and you can see where the staircase goes down in the leafy. It's still in here, still in perfect condition downstairs. So the operator can recreate that
And how do you get access down there?
They do. You have dual access.
Okay.
So, but what we're thinking is like bartenders here, you come and give them a code, some kind of password. This thing opens, and
This
you're
is crazy.
101, man. Everyone else is trying to.
You know what would be sick?
Tell me.
Is if they had, like you said, this opens up.
Yep.
Like it's like your
That's
corners
right.
like a trap door.
That's right, like a trap
But when they push a button, it's
That's right.
right.
Just like the balconies of SaaS.
And then if people enter, then
That's it. That's the goal.
that way it's super secretive, very special, speakeasy. So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, man.
So there's a hole there and a hole down.
Yeah, and this is the whole bottom. So it's 2,500 square feet. It actually goes under the sidewalk up front. So it's massive downstairs. And it's 9-foot head height. So it's plenty tall. And the elevator goes down.
Okay.
So we won't put out today, but if you can get the camera here and the lights here, you can see it's plenty deep. Wow, that's a full size beyond speakeasy. It goes all the way to the front. So yes, we can grab some better light and top numbers, but yeah, sir.
All day.
Nice and slow. Thanks.
And there, where you get the concept, right?
Yeah.
I mean, use old school stuff to create an ambiance, even if you were upstairs at the other one.
100%.
But you want light. So that's why you do the lock and key to north. That's light.
That's right.
But even if this thing were on like a chain, let's see, did the right?
Yeah.
You could do the manual or automated, but have it on a cool like gimbal system like that where, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're saying you can't, I don't know what you can do or not do with these windows, but
Love it though.
we could open it up and actually, I don't know.
Yeah, Will's a tournament. I got a lot of questions for my architect after this tour for sure.
Because what it'll do, I mean, the point behind those is to have a social media mode.
That's right. Many of them.
So what you're doing by doing that whole crank thing is you're putting a unique element inside your building. No different than the thing, I mean, technically if that was an Airbnb and you had that place down front, we'd have all wire stuff.
Right.
Like having super unique things where people do like,
100%.
right? Then you get the review, you get social media, you get the pizzazz, the virality, and away it goes. Could you imagine that you had a group of people here and they're having an event or whatever, they're hanging out all of a sudden, they're like, this dog, but
Unreal. Yeah.
and they're like doing the video of it. I mean, it's so crazy.
Love it. You heard it here first.
That's $4 million idea.
Lower side.
Yeah, so let's talk numbers. First of all, how did you find the field?
Yep.
Start there.
Okay. So in the area, became even more in the area during COVID because LA was where I was living and it was completely shut down. So we come here and this is open on the weekends. And I had a great broker in LA who knew I was looking.
This was being used.
No, not this building, but this area. Gotcha. All the parklets are open.
Yeah.
And I had a great broker in LA actually found this for me, and he knew my concept. He knew what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
They had never been for sale for like decades and decades. So one family owned this one since like the 30s.
Wow.
And it was the first time it was for sale. And it was the grandparents that were like, kind of leaving it to their grandchildren.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit, they wanted to cash out, and I got it for an unbelievable deal. And I got it for less than $2 million.
So separate pricing.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So this one was my first syndication ever. I used money, GPLP.
Yeah.
And we closed in like March 2020.
So you've been holding on to that for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But it's appreciating the whole time.
Bought with cash.
No, it was a syndication. So we had some loans and we had some money down.
Still on the pay on those loans.
Yeah, there's some carry costs, obviously, but they're minimal because of the size of the building and the price we bought it at. And also, we have changed the design. So we were going to do, like I said, the roof deck and a restaurant, all these things, because it was all the rage in 2020 before interest rates went crazy.
Right.
But then when the market fluctuated, we turned it down. That's right.
So that's kind of what's held up in the labor.
100%. That's exactly. Yeah. So that's exactly right. But the win for this was no one's ever owned both of these buildings before, ever, in the history of their existence. And so because of COVID, we were able to get this one at a really good rate. Shout out to the person that sold it to us. And we got seller financing.
Have you closed on this one?
So we own both. Okay. We own both buildings. And right now, I'd say we're about 70% done with our raise. We still have some money left to raise. We already have the construction financing in place. And we should have permits ready in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
So we'll be ready to build.
So timeline wise, I mean, are you trying to maybe break ground before the end of the year?
That's right. That's the goal. Every year.
How much more money have you got to raise?
We have about $2 million left to raise. Yeah.
What does somebody get with that?
Great question. So accredited investors only, and 100 minimum, but it's a 2.5 equity multiple, which I'm great. It's a 17 to 20 IRR. It was also great.
Terminable investment.
Exactly. So that IRR is achieved over a 5-year course. And as you know, that's through the annual revenue, but then also the refinance. Going to be a huge refinance on this.
Big time.
Because check it out. Both buildings were bought for 3.6. They just got appraised in June for $9 million. We haven't touched it. Total. And then as stabilized, it's 20.
You paid the same for each.
A little less on this one, a little bit smaller. But then as stabilized is $23.8 billion. So the refinance is going to be huge. And then obviously the exit in year 5 or 7.
And obviously you'll design these Airbnbs, you'll be owning and then leasing out the restaurant spaces or whatever. Down below.
Exactly right.
Collecting around.
Yeah, and we're even thinking maybe there's an SBA component we could do at some point because it is owner operated and we're operating more than 50%. So we're looking into creative mezz debt, other things like that, which I'd love to talk to you about if you have some ideas for that. But yeah, we don't have the full stack figured out just yet, but we know that we're going to be able to get some big refinance and big sale for sure.
You know? Yeah. This is, you're going to do well.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. But we need those values.
What's the name of the hotel across the way?
So that's the Granger. Actually, we know the owners. They also own the Guild. And shout out to them and shout out to Grizzly, who did our branding to make sure that we look different than everyone else on this block. Because you'll notice that a lot of the hotels look the same. They're very similar, their color and layout. So we're kind of going the exact opposite.
And that's a boutique hotel.
It's a boutique hotel. That's what it is. And they're nice. They're really nice. The rooms are great, but no kitchens. And they're all studios. And we're going to share, right? So we're going to have a restaurant. They're going to have a restaurant. We can send them clients. They can send us clients. So all ships rise.
Are you guys thinking about operating your own restaurant or bringing it up?
Did at one point, and I had a nice long talk with someone near dear to me, and they said, listen, I mean, like, you can do it. And you probably could do okay at it, but do you really want to be a restaurateur? Not felt long and hard.
Listen, if anything, just get somebody you can really enjoy being around, and maybe you can come into their equity. And they got it.
Well, actually, you say that. So on this road, we are allowed to share up to 6% of the revenue of the restaurant beyond the lease. So we are counting on that. Hope to do that. It's not in our underwriting, so we're being conservative. Yeah, but we are allowed to do that.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You build it, and you kind of become a silent, quiet part. That's the restaurant that comes in.
Well, and they get the free square footage up front. So that sidewalk cafe and the parklets, we can't charge their rent on that because it's the city's. But it's over 1,000 square feet that they get. So it's only fair that they share that revenue with us. We're providing.
Was that something that you kind of had to negotiate for?
No. So we do that coming in, actually. That was
just every place have that?
That's right. On this road, you can have sidewalk cafe. As long as there's 8 feet.
So that's how you negotiate with any restaurant person. They want to give you flack about the 6% and say, listen, I want you to understand that not every place has this ability for the side.
That's right.
This road does. And we do that coming in when we negotiated. You got to make sure you have that. So you're not paying for that.
We don't pay.
But you're going to be able to get revenue from it.
Exactly.
So let's make it.
And I would argue the majority of the revenue, because it's the street, right? So that's going to attract.
Well, and everybody's going to come in off it. They want to sit out there.
They want to sit there. So that's going to be higher occupancy. I would agree.
It's amazing, man.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
$2 million left for raise. It's right. Mm-hmm. And trying to start construction this year by the end of 2024.
That's right. Open next year to Awkward. It's the goal. Open by summer. We're hoping.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is super unique. Super unique. Is this your biggest project so far?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. You shook your pants well?
I think I'm brought out. I think there's none left.
Because they see when something scares the shit out of you, that's when you do it.
Love it.
Right? As long as you've done, like you said, you're underwriting and
yes,
you calculate your risk as best you can. Right? As best you can. And then you're at the edge of the cliff.
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to jump and you have to allow the how to show up.
We agree.
And if you're a go-getter spirit, you'll make how show up. It's just the way it works, right? And if you're someone that gets paralyzed by those moments, well, then you probably shouldn't be in the business.
We agree.
Because I think Elon Musk said it best with his quote about entrepreneurism. He says, to become a really successful entrepreneur, you have to be able to handle a level of stress that would crack most people.
100%. Didn't he talk about...
I mean, if there's somebody that's had a little bit of stress, that guy's right around there.
We talked about, like, nobody would want to live in his mind.
No.
He says that all the time. Like, we wouldn't want to be...
When you're dealing at the level that he's dealing at, he talks about his PayPal moment to go into SpaceX, to Tesla, and how, like, they were days away.
Right.
Like, they were on a Friday, they had to make the deal, because Monday they were going to run out of payroll.
Like, literally. Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking, like, a couple $100,000.
Right.
We're talking about, like, $30 million.
Yeah.
So,
I know.
I mean, that's a level of, oh, shit.
Yeah, I'd say do kind of a smaller oh shit mode on this for sure.
Very cool, man. I love it. I'm very excited for you. Let's chat more about how we can help you out. And I think it's going to be fabulous.
We're great.
No doubt in my mind it's going to be fabulous. Because downtown San Diego, and I always tell people this, what's unique about San Diego, unlike other cities in California, is we have such a diverse economy.
Yep.
You have 5 or 6 major areas, from the actual military, civilians, right, to the military contractors, to the life sciences,
right,
to the bio and pharmaceutical industry. The health industry is massive.
Yep.
And then you tag on top of that most people don't know this, but San Diego is the wireless capital of the United States.
I didn't know that.
So all the chip makers, Qualcomm, all the big providers are here. And then now on top of that, quietly, you see Apple come in. They put a big space here. You have Amazon come in. They put in big spaces here.
There's whispers of Google.
Yep, Google's here now.
Coming in.
They're buying up half of Rancho Penasquitos and Scripps Ranch and that whole 92037 zip code because of the Google, that Apple, and all those guys.
Yep.
So you have an extremely diverse economy, well-paid economy of employees. So it's grown. And so you don't have an economy where if one moves or shakes it. Tourism obviously is massive.
Well, I was going to say, didn't even mention that.
We didn't mention that.
And put that on top of everything. 30 million visitors a year.
It's huge.
And to your point, it's kind of an island too, right? Surrounded by water.
Yep.
We've got a military base to the north of us, got Mexico to the south of us, and the flight path restricts a lot of vertical building.
Sure.
So the dirt is preserved extremely well.
You have massive constraints on new development, construction, any of that stuff. So everything's going vertical and infill development.
That's right.
And that's just the way San Diego is going to be designed. I don't know if you know about this Seaport Growth project.
Amazing.
Let's go.
Hopefully it'll get off. We're going to walk to the water from here. Walk to the beach.
Hopefully it'll get off the ground.
Yeah, let's see. It's a big project. One HQIQ. We'll have to see a big one also.
So there's a lot of dynamic stuff going on and more coming, which is what makes San Diego super unique. Another thing most people don't know about San Diego is the largest concentration of U.S. military for the United States anywhere in the world.
I knew Navy, but I didn't know largest.
Largest anywhere. So the largest concentration of the U.S. military anywhere in the world is here in San Diego. So I guarantee you we are on a nuke now. For every major nuke country in the world. I guarantee. Like, San Diego. Because you have the Navy, right? It's massive here. We train 40% of all the Marines in the world here. You have the Navy nuclear submarine base here. All the Navy, let's just say half of the Navy SEALs in the world were trained here, as we all know.
Amazing.
The other one's in Virginia.
Yeah.
You have all the third-party contracting companies, Spay Ward, Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, all the guys are all here. And you have 3 bases. You have Camp Pendleton, North Island, Miramar, right? You combine all that together.
Right.
We house up to 4 aircraft carriers here.
Wow.
The entire Pacific Fleet is now in San Diego. It came out of Pearl Harbor when Pearl Harbor happened. So most people, I didn't know about this till like 2 years ago. Like San Diego is the largest concentration of U.S. military for the U.S. anywhere in the world. So it's a cool little fact.
Amazing.
And if anybody has interest in learning about this development, all the stuff he's doing here in San Diego, like you said, he's focusing in the short-term rental space of 3-bedroom plus type deals.
That's right.
which is super unique and highly high in demand, versus the smaller stuff, which is the studios, 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom stuff, which is a lot of.
That's right.
And the demand obviously is changing because the supply sometimes is so high and the regulations are in place.
That's right. And what we do is also co-hosting. So even single family homes, people that are new to Airbnb, developers, we work with all of them to maximize their revenue on any property here in San Diego. And there's only 600 licenses left. So it's kind of still the gold rush. We got to get as many of those licenses as we can.
Sure.
And I'll put my info down below too on how to reach me. But cool.
All right, everybody, sign off. Take care. Till next time.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. I'll do the cross shake on that one.